Yo, people, we're getting started. Let's go. Woo! I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm a little too gassed.
Here we go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. And Arsenal just beat Manchester City. And in what was a kind of cagey game at times. It was very close till Cole Palmer stepped up for Manchester City after a couple errors from Arsenal's midfield. And of course, Kieran Tierney led to the opening goal. And then on the other hand, we had the situation where we ended up getting heavy deflected equalizer from not Kieran Tierney. Why am I saying Kieran Tierney? Trossard. And Trossard stepped up big with the equalizer in the 101st minute. Guys, I thought the game was done. I didn't think we were even going to get anything from this game. And then ends up happening, we end up winning it on penalties. Ramsdale, who doesn't notoriously save many penalties, saved 2 penalties, if you want to call it a save. One was hit by the bar. Kevin De Bruyne hit the bar. And then the other one he saved, Rodri's penalty. And I was just, you know what? I'm just happy we finally beat Manchester City. We haven't been able to beat Manchester City in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. I think it was about 9 games or something like that we didn't beat them. So we needed to beat them. It didn't matter how it happened, but we needed to beat them. And now we got 52 of you guys in the chat. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you thought about the performance. Personally, for me, I thought it was weird because usually when we play big teams, there's moments where either team is on top of each other. I felt like the first 20 minutes or so, they were getting into the game. They were getting on top of us. And then end of the second half, I felt like it was all Arsenal. I felt like we were dominating the end of the second half. I mean, end of the first half. And then end of the second half, of course, also because we needed that goal. They didn't really need it. And they already felt like they won the game. I felt like when we ended up scoring the goal, they're like, oh, you know what? We're just trying to get this game over with. As Mikel Arteta, he was ruthless. He was trying to chase that goal. He was trying to get something from this. And I know Man City, before the game even started, the commentators were saying the excuses for Manchester City was they didn't have much of a preseason in comparison to Arsenal. Arsenal had more preseason games. We got to talk about it. But we're going to talk about Kai Havertz playing up top. We're going to talk about Martin Odegaard absolutely toying with them at times throughout this game. We're going to talk about Timber's performance and how he was. We're going to have to talk about Ramsdale's shaky performance because at times he did look shaky. At times he did look solid. And when I'm saying solid, the penalty shootout, he did look solid. But this was a strange game. This was a strange game, ladies and gentlemen. Kai Havertz had 2 clear-cut chances in the box. He could have scored from them. Both were saved. And then there was another chance. There's another chance where Martinelli also had the rebound. Good block from Manchester City. There was Bukayo Saka's shot in the 68th minute, which went wide. And then you also had another similar to Trossard's goal. Bukayo Saka also took a shot from that distance, and it went to the other side. So we did have plenty of chances. I felt like it was a lot more even of a game. You know, when Liverpool and City used to play each other, it felt a lot more even, but they played different styles of football. So it was more back and forth, more like a tactical battle. This was pretty similar. Like the 2 teams played kind of similar styles. 2 teams kind of play similar ways, and they just have much more quality in the sense of Erling Haaland, and these kind of guys, right? But guess what? They didn't play Erling Haaland for that long. He came off after 64 minutes, and we kept them from even getting a shot when Erling Haaland was on the pitch. So the only shot they had in the first half was Rodri's deflected shot that was deflected by Declan Rice. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Who was the man of the match for you? It has to be Trossard or Timber, in my opinion, because Trossard came in with the magic. Yeah, 100%. He came in with the magic. Come on, what a comeback! Yeah, what a comeback! Because we never thought. I thought the game was done. Congratulations with winning the dinner dish. You know what? The funny thing is, you guys never really win that, so you always like belittle it. You always belittle that trophy because honestly, it's not something to celebrate. I'm more celebrating the fact that we beat Manchester City. I'm more happy that we beat Manchester City because we haven't been able to beat Man City in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. So it is something that I'm going to take, and I'm going to be like, you know what? This is even some of the players said it during the game. Even some of the players said it after the game. I think Ramsdale said it. There's like a mental edge or a mental issue where where they just have a mental issue over us, where we're unable to beat them. So it became a situation where we needed to beat them today. We needed to get something something tangible from this game to say, you know what, we've massively improved, and that inferiority complex against Man City had to disappear. It had to disappear. We had to get rid of that, because we seem to have an inferiority complex whenever we face Manchester City, and it's annoying. But yeah, that's that. Plus, of course you guys are going to talk about Timber as the man of the match, Trossard as the man of the match. I also thought Saliba had a really good game. I thought Saliba was solid throughout the whole game. So if there was another shout for man of the match, it would be him. I thought Kai Havertz was really surprisingly good also. I don't know about you guys, but I thought Kai Havertz was good up top. He was able to hold up the ball. The only issue he had was he couldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot for his life. Egal, you're lucky that Ederson, Gabriel, Ake shouldn't play. It could have been a long day for Arsenal. No excuses. You deserve this trophy. I don't take it as a trophy that we celebrate. I feel like there's more celebration happening from the fact that we played City, and I felt like we played well for good parts of the game. Now, there are certain parts of the game where we look shaky. Ramsdale, we got to get into Ramsdale. We're going to talk about all these guys. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that like button, because I can see we only have 30 likes. We got 82 of you guys in the chat right now. You can do much better with that. Make sure you hit that like button first. Hit that subscribe button also if you're new to the channel, as I will be doing this every single match for the remainder of the season when the season starts, and I'm ready for that Forest game. Bring on that game against Forest. We're gonna go through everything that happened in this game. We're gonna debrief some of the players that we thought stood out, some of the players that we need to talk about. And is it me, or did the referee just not want to give a card to Rodri? Is it me, or did he not want to give a card to Rodri? Is it me? Or did he not want to give a card to Rodri? Because I seen him do that, and it was like Rodri should have been given like bare cards. He should have been given like 2 or 3 cards. He didn't give him one. I was like, what's going on? What on earth was going on with that? But you know what? Some people are going to sit here and say, oh, I seen Steve, my guy, a Newcastle fan, was talking to me on Twitter. He's saying, take responsibility for the shambolic performance. I didn't think it was a bad performance. I don't know about you guys. I thought it was a solid performance. Like, looking back at the actual game and the chances City created, City didn't create that many chances. It was a very even game, and deservedly it ended in that way. So that's just how I looked at it, and that's how I looked at things. But I think we need to get into some of these conversations, because first things first is the lineup that we started the game with. Did you guys see the lineup we started the game with? Because when I seen that lineup, I was kind of like, whoa, Kai Havertz playing up top. Mikel is cooking something, and I don't know if I like it. I was wondering why Trossard wasn't starting. I would have played Trossard from the jump, but every time Trossard comes on, he just looks miles clear of his opponents. Trossard, I think he might be undroppable. He might be undroppable. I don't know about you guys, what you guys think, but let me know what you guys think. He might just be undroppable. Big up everyone in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's get into some of these conversations. So first, Kai Havertz. We got to talk about Kai Havertz. I don't know about you guys, but when I seen Kai Havertz playing up top, I was a little bit worried, but I was hopeful that he would shine. Now, he did not do that bad. As much as people want to sit here and troll Havertz, he did good with his hold-up play. He did good with his back to goal. He did good getting himself in good positions. The only problem was when he had the opportunity to score the goals, he messed it up. He messed it up from there. So he had several opportunities to score the goal, but he messed it up. What he could have done is he tried to turn around and he tried to shoot. It didn't look natural. It looked like it was a tough shot, and he tried his best from that position, but he wasn't going to score that. The second one was where he should have scored. The second one that he missed is the one he should have scored. The second one was way closer. It was Bukayo Saka basically gave the ball to him, and all he had to do was just shoot it. He shot it directly at the keeper, and the keeper saved it. Both of his shots were really high XG chances, like 30%. of the time you should score from there. So I'm looking at Kai Havertz and I'm saying you got to do better from those situations. But you know what? It is what it is. We move on from this game. But in other hands, what he did, he was a good outlet. Every time we kicked the ball out to him, he won those aerial duels. He did good on the ground. I was pretty happy with him. You know what? Actually, it wasn't aerial duels. It was more like he brought the ball down well and blocked off, man, held off players. His hold-up play was a lot better than I expected. So I'll give him credit for that. He bossed it. We got to talk about Odegaard. I don't know if you guys seen what Odegaard did, but Odegaard left people for dead. Odegaard literally left people on the ground crying for majority of the game. I think it was Kovacic who he was toying with. He was toying with Kovacic. He was toying with guys like John Stones. Like I don't want to take it too far with it, but there was one moment where I think he had Kovacic behind him and he made Kovacic try to slide tackle him from behind. He just made him look silly. And the whole entire game, we needed somebody to step up and take control of the game. Partey picked up a yellow card early, so he didn't look that good. Declan Rice, I didn't really think Declan Rice had the best of games either, but I thought Martin Odegaard was the man who kept this whole show together. He was a magician out there. He was making sure players were on the half turn. Every time he got the ball, he was looking forward to progress it. He was on point. And I felt like if we're going to say man of the match candidates, he's definitely another one of the man of the match candidates. No, Rodri was so dirty. Yeah, man, the referees refused to give Rodri a card. Like the stream, troops. Yeah, big up, guys. Make sure you do like the stream. What a game. You know what? As long as we win, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Havertz should have scored, but I think he looked good. He was playing like Giroud's type role. Do you think he was playing a Giroud type role? I didn't really think about Havertz in the Giroud type role. I was looking at him more. He was trying to do similar to what Jesus does. He was literally trying to do his closest impression to what Jesus is in that game. That's what I thought. I thought he was trying his best to do his best Jesus impression. And if he had a couple more seconds to think, he would have scored at least 2 goals. But hey, that's a conversation for another day. Now, we got to talk about this clown. This clown, Stuart Atwell. What I don't understand is there's these new refereeing rules. And the new refereeing rules are going to be annoying. So basically, you cannot waste time. Any time wasting is a yellow card. Any talking back to the referees is a yellow card. I think Mikel Arteta might get a red this season based on these rules, because Mikel Arteta does get very fired up on the bench. Mikel Arteta does get very fired up. He gets very fiery on the bench. And it could be a situation where at some point this season, Mikel Arteta picks up a red card. I wouldn't be surprised. We had players in this game who got yellow cards, right? I'm pretty sure Arsenal had about 4 or 5 yellow cards, because we had the manager got a yellow card, Partey got a yellow card, Havertz got a yellow card, Gabriel got a yellow card, and all their yellow cards were very similar. They were for like deceit or tripping the player, right? Then you got Manchester City. Who got a yellow card in Manchester City starting 11? Only Julian Alvarez. Now, I'm not going to complain about referees anymore, but I'm just going to say it was very, it felt, at times it felt like it was very swayed towards Man City, because Rodri was getting away with murder. The guy was literally tapping at every player, taking them down. He even pulled Havertz's shirt and didn't get anything. I don't know what to say, but it is what it is. Forget about the referees for a second. I want to talk about Timber now. Timber is actually amazing. Timber's amazing. Like, this guy, Timber, is amazing. The way he analyzed the game defensively, the way he's able to play in the progressive role that similar to Zinchenko, the way that he's defensively one-on-one locks down players. You can see the moment that Kieran Tierney came in. They were trying to pass the ball to Kieran Tierney. He couldn't bring it down well. He deflected away and ended up leading to a Cole Palmer goal. I believe if he was still on the pitch, that goal wouldn't have happened. I really do believe my man is. I think Timber might be one of our players who plays consistently, be it left back or right back, week in, week out. I don't see Timber really getting dropped. I think Timber is going to be maybe one of the signings of the season. Yeah, what a signing. For 30-something million, Timber has been outstanding. Timber has been outstanding. You got to give it up to Timber. You got to give him a round of applause. You got to say, yo, Timber, what a guy. What a guy Timber is. What a guy Timber is. What a player we got on our hands for with Jurrien Timber. I'm excited going into the season with Timber as one of our defenders. He's really good. And he just makes it look effortless, bringing the ball down with two men around him, being able to shut down defenders with ease. Bernardo Silva, he tried to give him a hard time. Every time Bernardo Silva and him were on one-on-ones, he was the one coming out on top. I think Zinchenko is going to find it hard to get into this team. I don't know about you guys. I think Zinchenko might find it hard to get into this team. Timber's lucky. Riyad Mahrez is no longer at Man City. He would have been cooked. We'll see. Thanks to Ajax for this beast. 110%. Thank you, Ajax, for Jurrien Timber. What a player we got on our hands with Jurrien Timber. I think he's going to be around for a while, and he's going to do really good with us. I think Timber is going to be outstanding for us. Now, we got to talk about some other players also. We got to talk about a guy in Aaron Ramsdale. Let's get into Aaron Ramsdale. Now, Aaron Ramsdale had a shaky game. Ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you guys, but Aaron Ramsdale was scaring me today. He was nervous, and he was playing like he was nervous. There was moments where he would usually just receive the ball under pressure and he would just kick it out easily. But what he was doing was he was taking an extra second or two, an extra third second. And by the time he gets rid of the ball, I'm like, it could have been a goal. Like they could have pressed him so hard where it could have been a goal. Man City's press, you got to give Man City credit. But at the same time, Ramsdale, you have to do better at getting the ball in and out of your feet quick. One touch, bang. One touch, bang. What was he doing? He would receive the ball, dilly-dally, and then Haaland would come, and just before Haaland comes, he would kick it away. And I'm not going to lie, I was nervous for him. And I was very nervous for him because every time he received the ball, he seemed like he was thinking too much. He seemed like he was scared to make the right decision. At one point, he even kicked the ball directly to Kevin De Bruyne. What were you doing today, Ramsdale? Now, I know he redeemed himself in the penalty shootout, and he made a save. And, of course, there was also a shot from Kevin De Bruyne that was a miss. So he did win us the penalty shootout. But he could have lost us the game in regulation. He needs to fix up. I'm not somebody who criticizes Ramsdale much. I don't criticize Ramsdale much. I actually back Ramsdale a lot. And a lot of you guys in the chat, some of you guys always get on to me for backing him too much. But today, he should have done better. There was moments in the game where I felt like he was putting us under pressure for no reason. For no reason. He had to make 4 saves. He conceded 1 goal, and he really didn't do too much wrong. But his passing today, whenever he received the ball, he'd take too long, try to get rid of it, and it would be pointless pass. Should have just made 1 pass, quick, smooth, easy. Don't overthink. I think the goalkeeper situation and a new goalkeeper potentially coming in might be getting to him. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. At this moment in time, I'm just speculating. But it feels like he was a little panicked and nervy. Yeah, panicking, nerves. Yeah, probably. Akanji was good. He was very impressive. You know what? Akanji did do good. Because Akanji had Bukayo Saka pretty much. He had Bukayo Saka okay. He had him quiet. But I'll tell you this: Bukayo Saka could have had 2 assists. I mean, Bukayo Saka could have had a hat trick of assists. Really and truly, he could have had a hat trick of assists if Trossard. I mean, he was given the assist for the Trossard goal, and he could have had 2 assists with Havertz. Really and truly. Bukayo Saka could have done that. So we'll have to wait and see. And also, I think Ben White doesn't get spoken about enough because he had Jack Grealish really quiet today. Ben White doesn't get spoken about enough. Like, I feel like we speak about a lot of these guys in this team, but did Ben White put a foot wrong today? I don't think so. I think we speak a lot about Saliba. I think we speak a lot about Bukayo Saka. We speak about a lot of these guys, but unsung heroes on the day is a guy like Ben White, who comes in, wins 2 out of his 5 ground duels, wins all his aerial duels, commits only 1 foul throughout the whole game, doesn't get a yellow card, doesn't get nothing, doesn't even have to tackle much. He basically just comes and sweeps the ball away quickly and recovers it, clears out headers, and it's a very straightforward game for him. He makes it look easy at times. And even in the final third, he's trying to get into the box and get assists. There was one ball he passed, whipped across the box. Luckily for Man City, nobody got to it. So that's what's been going on over there. But I do think there's more to talk about. There's more to talk about with this game. People are going to talk about Cole Palmer's goal. I think Cole Palmer's goal was on Kieran Tierney. I really do believe so. I look at that goal from Cole Palmer and I say to myself, how did we get into this situation? How? Everything looked fine. How did we get into the situation where Kieran Tierney's slipping over? I don't think Kieran Tierney is going to be playing much next season. I think it's going to be Zinchenko and Timber who are going to be playing left back more, and you might even see Tomiyasu more. Tierney, bro, I rate Tierney. I love Tierney, but certain games, he might not be suited for it. He might not be suited for certain games. Certain games he'll be suited for. Certain games he might not be suited for. But I put a lot of the blame on that goal for Tierney. Tierney's fault for the Palmer goal. Palmer was good. Yeah, man. I don't know. Some people are also blaming Partey because Partey lost the ball in a very undangerous situation, tried to win the ball back, was chasing, couldn't do nothing. And then by the time the ball got to Palmer, Kieran Tierney trips, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do, right? I'm looking back at this right now. Let me just look back at it. I'm looking back at it and I'm saying to myself, nah, man, Kieran Tierney has to do better. He lost the ball and then he lost his man and trips over. He has to do better there. Little things like that. Little things like that is what lose you games and win you games, right? Arteta was really enjoying himself. But Trossard, guys, Trossard stepped up. Trossard stepped up big time. We got to give it to Trossard. We got to give it to him. I think, does Trossard deserve to start, or is this is his role to come off the bench and be an impact, instant impact? Would he be this impactful if he started? It was Partey's fault. I saw things ahead against Barcelona. But don't forget, he also had a yellow card already given to him. He already had a yellow card, so he couldn't do something rash and then get another and then get sent off. That is an issue in itself. Facts, Rums. You guys think my back four is Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber? Yeah, man. Timber might actually be the starting. He might be the starting. What do you call it? Going forward, he might be the starter left back going forward. He might be the starting left back going forward. But yeah, Timber over Zini. I agree. But let's get into Trossard. Do you guys think Trossard should be starting or should he be a super sub? Let me know in the comments right now, because I think he's more suited to this role as the impact as sub. I do believe impact sub, he comes in and he changes the game for us. He makes it so much easier for us, and he takes chances, unlike other people. Because if you're never going to take that shot, you're never going to get the deflection, you're never going to get the goal. And then how many situations does Fabio Vieira not take the shot? How many situations does Bukayo Saka not take the shot? Half the game was Trossard taking the shot and trusting himself. So I love his confidence. And also, he's one of the players who's actually closer to his prime than anybody else. So I'm happy that Trossard is on our team. And I think Trossard coming off the bench, there's a reason why he comes off the bench. Something good, able to bring off the big guns off the bench when legs are getting tired. Yeah, 100%. If Trossard would have started and we would have brought Kai Havertz on, would we have gotten the winner? Would we have gotten the winner if Kai Havertz and Eddie Nketiah were coming on instead of Trossard? I think Trossard has to start. Doesn't necessarily have to be true. Trossard doesn't have to start. I thought he had to start. I thought Trossard was a guy who, going forward, we have to play him every game. But now that I think about it, it actually is more beneficial to having him part of the team and not the main guy starting the team. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. And Mikel Arteta is going to continue to make his changes how he wants it. So we've already spoken about the Cole Palmer goal. We've already spoken about that. Now we got to get into penalties. We got to get into the penalties. Because did you guys see what happened in the penalties? We won the penalties. We scored all 4 of our penalties. And the penalty shooters were Odegaard, Trossard, Bukayo Saka, and Fabio Vieira, wrapping it up for us at the end. And for me, I'm just going to be like, yo, celebrating a goal, acting like you won the World Cup, 2 different things, mate. Facts. Tell him, P-Mac. Tell him, Pac-Man. Tell him. Listen, Fabio Vieira scoring the goal is actually funny because the last time a Vieira won a shootout for us was, I think it was a similar situation where Patrick Vieira won us a shootout to win a silverware in the past also. But this is, I don't know if it's the same. Was it the Community Shield or was it the FA Cup? I forget. But I think it was one of those 2 that Patrick Vieira won us a shootout. So it was funny that Kevin De Bruyne missed the bar completely, and Rodri also had his shot saved. So that was funny. But let's get into what Mikel Arteta had to say. Read what. Let's find out what Mikel Arteta had to say, because we need to find out what Mikel Arteta had to say. When is this report coming out? When are they going to tell us what Mikel Arteta had to say? Because I've been waiting, eager. I'm eager to find out what Mikel Arteta has to say about all these situations. Let's see. Oh, by the way, should we talk about Saliba quickly? We spoke about all these guys, but we need to speak about Saliba because people always think we're gassing up Saliba. William Saliba today, man. He just makes football look easy. Forget about the stats. Your eye test could tell you everything about what he was doing today. Simple. Receives the ball, lets it go. Every time under pressure, 2-3 men, no problem. Egal, am I wrong? But now we won against City. I'm sure 100% Premier League. I think City won't top this season. I think Man City won't top this season. I think we can beat Man City. Let's talk about this. Does today's win versus Man City in the Community Shield mean anything mentally for Arsenal going into the next time we play Manchester City? Yes or no? Let me know what you guys think. Mentally, do you think this means anything going into the next match versus Man City? Do you believe there is a mental thing that can help us beating them today? Let me know what you guys think, because I personally think there is a mental thing that can benefit us from winning this game. It is mentally can benefit us going on to know that we beat Man City in the Community Shield. I think it can help us. Maybe it can give us a false sense of hope, as Man City fans would hope, but it does mean that we're going to start the preseason off well. And I'm enjoying every minute of this so far. I'm enjoying myself. I'm happy, and I'm not going to let some of these Debbie Downers get us down, because people are trying to say, "Oh, you're over celebrating. People thought we were going to lose. Are we over celebrating? One second. Hamza's hiding. Hamza's over in Wembley right now. Egal, this is a boost of confidence. Nerves now. We look very nervous last season. Yeah, we definitely looked very nervous last season. It is definitely helps both teams want to win today. Yeah, both teams wanted to win today. Yes, the players know they can beat Man City. Okay, okay. Exactly what are y'all celebrating? Okay. I do believe some of the stuff like this is a joke. You got to understand when people are joking, when people are serious. Like Community Shield champions, you'll never sing that. People are just joking. But understand, celebrating a win, there's no problem with that. Celebrating a penalty shootout win, there's no problem with that. Being happy that you saved a penalty, there's no problem with that. Celebrating with your fans, there's no problem with that. Being overly excited after a game, no problem with that. We're emotional people. You're going to be happy. You're going to congratulate the teammates. You're going to celebrate in front of the cameras. Nothing's wrong with any of this. Lifting up the Community Shield is tradition. Everybody does it. It's normal. I feel like people are overdoing this. Like there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see a problem with that. Mikel Arteta lifting the Community Shield, nothing wrong with it. People saying, "Oh, Egal, Arsenal acting like we won the Champions League." It's not the case. Let them enjoy themselves. Too many people are policing celebrations. Like celebration police come out whenever Arsenal celebrate anything. That's the truth. Now, the champagne and all of that, that's a little bit much. I don't know about the champagne, but it is what it is. Let them enjoy themselves. Let them enjoy themselves. This is more the FA doing their part and trying to make the Community Shield seem like a big thing. And I just wanted to tell you guys, let them do their thing. It is what it is. I'm not now. They're celebrating in the changing room. They're doing their thing. You got people taking pictures. This is just part of the whole thing. Every team does it. Let's not act like Arsenal the only team to ever win a Community Shield and to take photos afterwards. Like I'm pretty sure we can go pull up Man City's photos from when they won it, or Liverpool's photos last season when they won it. I remember Liverpool were going crazy when they won it last season. Darwin Núñez, people were saying Darwin Núñez was clear of Holland when they won it. So let's stop it. And we got my guy Gunnar Souls in the building. Souls, how you doing, bro?
Oh, I'm buzzing. I don't even care. I'm going to be shameless about it. I'm absolutely ecstatic, man. You know what it is? We beat Man City, bro. It's not even about winning the league or winning the Community Shield or anything. It's about the fact we finally got one over on Man City. That's what I'm more happy about. The thing is, every single time we play Man City, the minute they score, we just capitulate. We start conceding 2, 3, 4 goals. This time, we conceded, but we were still in the game. And do you know what the best thing about this game was? Mikel Arteta took a massive risk. You went and got Gabriel, you come off. Fabio Vieira, you go on. ESR, you go on. The guy changed the entire team to go very attacking, and we reaped the rewards for it. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, I don't care how people take this. I'm actually proud of them. I'm actually really happy for them because we showed the resilience. We've shown, a few elements of our game that we've actually not seen before. Pep Guardiola, for the first 25, 30 minutes, brought out his Barca tactics. He would hold the ball, suffocate them, bore them into submission. And do you know what Arteta told the players? And do you know what the players were telling themselves? Don't engage. Just keep your concentration, keep focus. Because you know what? The one thing I like was we didn't lose concentration. The only reason the goal happened was when the substitution was made. That starting 11 was actually focused for the entire time.
I blame Kieran Tierney. The audience say they blame Partey.
I blame both. I'll be honest with you. Kieran Tierney should have done better, but also Partey should not have given the ball away like that. But I do think there's an element of both to blame, because even when it came to defending the shot, Kieran Tierney slipped up. So it's like you've done two things wrong, where you didn't clear the ball properly, you didn't have enough conviction, you had a weak foot. But also the second mistake you made was slipping up. But then again, you have to also pass a little bit of the blame to Partey for losing the ball in those situations. But yeah, overall, do you know what? We can nitpick, but we won. At the end of the day, we won the game. So I don't really care.
Arsenal won the Community Shield. Everyone's now getting angry, saying, "Why are you celebrating it?" What do you think about that?
Do you know what it is? I don't even, to be honest with you, I'm not even bothered about the Community Shield. I don't even care that we won that. For me, what I'm happy about, what I'm buzzing about, is we beat Man City. Because for us, it was like, if we beat Man City and they genuinely played their youngsters, I probably wouldn't care. I'd been like, oh yeah, do you know what? They played their under-21s. But they had Haaland, Alvarez, Grealish, Kovacic, Rodri, Ruben Diaz, John Stones. The only actual change was not having De Bruyne and Ortega playing. That was it. Other than that, that is their strongest 11 as it stands. Of course, they're going to bring a winger in, or they might bring another player in. But as it currently stands, other than De Bruyne and Edison, that's their first team. So for us to be able to go there and go, do you know what? Because we did experiment. Rice and Partey is an experimental midfield. Havertz was an experiment up top. To be able to go, not even toe-to-toe, but even to be in the game with a team like that, I'm well happy with them. Whether people are celebrating the fact we won the Community Shield or whether we beat City, they both kind of are mutually exclusive. You can't separate the two. So for me, it is what it is. And you know what? We've won. And for me, it's a psychological thing. We can now tell ourselves we can beat this team. We can get a result out of this team. Just because you concede does not mean you have to concede 7. Just keep going and we'll get the result. And that to me, because we did it. Remember Liverpool when we played them at the Emirates and we beat them 3-2? We went to Anfield and had one of the best starts we've ever had to the game. Yes, it capitulated, but that was due to other reasons. But we started to get the judge away from us. We beat Spurs twice. We beat Chelsea twice. We beat, United after such a long time. We beat, then we went to City, and that's the only voodoo left. We beat Brentford when we couldn't beat them. We lost to them last season. Crystal Palace absolutely humiliated us. We beat them. We went to St. James's Park and beat them. So we're starting to slowly break away the mental barriers of winning the league. And this was a huge step in the right direction to say, we can take this team on. We done them to 1-1 in 90 minutes or whatever in actual time. Yes, we have to go to penalties to win this time. But the reality is we can get a result. And that's all we needed.
Now, I'm just gonna say this: everyone in the comment section was talking about how Timber is. I need you to speak about Timber. Is he gonna take Zinchenko's starting spot?
If he continues, why not? Because let's be absolutely real, right? Like, he did cost us, what was it, 45 million? For me, the bargain of the summer in terms of for a paid player. When you're looking at free transfers or overall in the window, Gundogan has to be the best signing to be made because he was a free and he went to Barcelona. You can't beat that. But when you're talking about paid players, I think he is the signing of the summer in that sense. So Zinchenko cannot just walk into this team. Like, it simply cannot be done because, firstly, Jurrien Timbers, what sort of Zinchenko offers? Yes, Zinchenko's technically way better. I'm not even going to sit here and deny that. But when you look at Timber's ability to defend and attack the ball, he done both. Defensively, magnificent. No mistake was made. Without him, he was the player of the match in reality. Like, if we're being absolutely real, he was the player of the match for me, especially for Arsenal. Anything that was going to happen came through him. So when you look at that and you look at the performances he's doing, as long as he doesn't slip up or get an injury, Zinchenko needs to pattern up. That's the reality of it. Because it's not going to be... And I don't think even Arteta knows this. No player walks back in. As long as Timbers goes into the Nottingham Forest game and performs like this, why would Zinchenko come back in? He'd have to bide his opportunity, play in cup games, or when he gets a substitution appearance, he has to then elevate his game. And that's the only way I see him coming back. I don't think he walks back in yet.
Okay. Did you have anything that I didn't mention yet that you wanted to talk about? Because I felt like the Trossard goal is self-explanatory. Everyone already spoke about that. Havertz. What do you think of Havertz misses? Because some people were really getting at Havertz for those missed chances. I thought he was good to be even in those positions in the first place.
There's a few ways to look at it. I mean, if we're going to say this is his, 7th game that he's kind of missed these opportunities and he isn't scoring, then of course there's concerns to be there because why are you not finishing at all? But the reality in this game is he had one chance, and one chance he kind of made a chance happen because Ben White, brilliant touch, but if it wasn't for Havertz's first touch, that wasn't even a chance because he actually went behind him and Havertz was able to kind of rotate his body enough to get that chance away. When it comes to his second chance and the one he should have scored, he should have done way better. He should have had more power, more conviction behind it. If he continuously misses those opportunities, then of course I'm going to sit here and go, you know what? There's a bit of concern. But when you only have 1, maybe 2 chances in the entire game, can we really sit there and say he had a crap performance or he can't finish? And also, we got to understand this isn't his primary role. His primary role is going to be the midfield. So he's going to fall into other chances. So I don't know, man. I think people want to run their agendas. People will go, oh, he's 65 million, you have to score. But the reality is, Foden had a chance 1-on-1. He didn't score, but people call this guy generational. People, who else is there? There's other players like Rodri had an opportunity. There's a lot of opportunities that get missed. That happens in football. If it's 7 chances you missed, I totally agree, and I totally take the criticism on board and say, yeah, Havertz had a stinker, but it was legit 1 actual chance and 1 chance he made into a chance. So I'm not gonna stink on him for that. When his hold-up play was brilliant, when he came in deep, all of that. Oh, sorry, you're on mute.
Who's your man of the match?
Jurrien Timbers. It's got to be.
Because some people are giving Ramsdale shouts for man of the match. I thought he was shaky.
He'd be my second. But yeah, I think Timbers overall, because you got to give it to him. Like, if he didn't save the Rodri opportunity, yes, fortunate with the Foden save, he did then save the penalty for Rodri as well. So I'll give him his flowers. If it wasn't for him, he's the reason why we won it.
To me, I'm giving it to Trossard for the equalizer. Is that fair? I just feel like Trossard deserves
I get why you're giving it him, yeah. Because he did more than just the equalizer, to be fair to.
Yeah, Trossard deserves it. But if you're gonna give it to anybody else besides Trossard, I would give it to Timber. The people in the chat right now, there's a poll question. Who are they giving it to? 64% are giving it to Timber. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. People, hit that like button. Timber, Red Smoke here says Timber is class. We now need a striker. Do we still need a striker? Or has Mikel Arteta basically made it clear that Havertz is now going to be the striker cover?
Do you know what the difficulty is? Because Arteta talks about fine margins so much, it makes it hard to think he doesn't want a striker eventually. I just don't think this summer or this transfer window is going to be the striker window. I do think we're going to persist with the system we have. And one thing people need to understand as well is the centre player or the centre forward, the striker or the false line, whatever you want to call it, isn't the goal scorer in this system. He's the facilitator in the system. The ones who are meant to get the goals, or the ones we're relying on to get the goals, are the Martinellis, the Sakas, the Odegaards, and the Havertz, Trossard, whoever plays in the left centre mid. They're the players that have to get the numbers. What the striker needs to do is give them the best platform to score those goals. And that's what I think when people understand that is when they'll understand, okay, we're playing slightly differently. I do think the next evolution to the system is bringing in the Osherman, to bring in the, that gunman striker, whoever that may be, whether it's, hard and regen that we end up finding. But that's next summer. I do think this season is still going to be this, and we're going to have facilitators rather than people who are going to be out and out goal scorers. It's going to be shared across them. We're going to see double figures for Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Odegaard, etc. And we're going to have to accept it, in my opinion. That's just how we play.
Not fair. I'm just going to say this. Mikel Arteta now has to pick a starting 11 for the first game of the season. Is it going to be the same starting 11 that we played today? Is Jesus not a fit? Because I'm playing that same defense. I am playing the same team almost. Our only change maybe is if you put Trossard in or if you keep Trossard on the bench. That's the only difference. I think the team that we played today is perfect for Nottingham Forest.
No, I disagree. I think teams like Nottingham Forest is where you take Declan Rice or Partey. One of them has to go out of this midfield because we're going to need a ball carrier. We need someone who's going to be better on the ball to create more offensive chances. As good as that pivot works, it works against teams that you're going to be under pressure against. Man City are too deadly to not have defensive solidity and not to have that extra man in midfield who can defend. But I think when it comes to Nottingham Forest, he's going to play the likes of Kai Havertz or Trossard in that position. And you're probably going to see Eddie and Ketty go back up top, or you're going to see Trossard go up top or Martinelli go up top. But that midfield role is going to be someone like ESR coming in. I actually genuinely believe it's going to be Emil Smith-Rowe alongside Partey and Odegaard in that midfield. Now, what happens with the front three, whether Havertz still plays? That's the only questions I have, whether Trossard has done enough to actually start that position. In my opinion, it's going to have to be Martinelli down the middle and Trossard on the wing if we're going to do that. Trossard down the middle is ineffective. I don't think that's his best role in this team. Playing him on the wing and coming in is probably where we're going to get the best out of him. But that's the only thing I disagree with. I don't think that's the midfield we're going with.
Bro, there's just so many different angles to take this. But do you think Man City were disadvantaged because of their lack of preseason? Because some people are saying to me, "Oh, you shouldn't be celebrating. Man City were not at their best," similar to how we played Manchester United.
Nah, do you know what it is? Like people are always going to look at any angle to discredit us, like anything they can find. Don't get it twisted. I'm not sitting here and saying Man City were 100% fit, because they did have a few of their preseason games called off for like weather conditions, etc. So I'm not saying they were at 100%. They probably were at like 70%, 50% even. But the reality is, for us, I don't really care, because we had to beat them. That is the only thing we needed to do. It doesn't matter. You can only play what's in front of you. If they're not ready, that's not our fault. That's their fault for picking a country which was going to have monsoon weather, which was going to have impacts with that. It's nothing to do with us. I don't care. Discredit if you want to. At the end of the day, we won a game against Man City, and people are still complaining that, oh, they're not ready. The season started. It's on Friday. They've got to play their first game on Friday. If they're not ready, what do you want me to do? You're a week away from the season starting. That's your own problem. I don't care.
Facts. Tell them it's their problem, not ours. People talking about Rice and Partey pivot. Forget Rice in the 6. He can do it. He can't do it. I bet it will take up to 2 years to learn the single pivot thing. That's why Partey is key. That's why we have to keep Partey. What do you think of Rice's performance? Because I thought Rice was okay. I don't know where people are always just trying to banter, but I thought Rice was perfectly fine today. And Odegaard was on fire. He was twisting people up left, right, center today. Eddie and Ketia, keep Eddie on the bench. Yeah, I get it. But yo, talk to me. What are you saying?
Now, in terms of like Partey, I mean, there was always concerns of him leaving. I always said, I get if they sell him and I get if they keep him. That has always been my stance. I've never been stern on the fact that he has got to go. I've always said I get both angles. And the reason why I'm kind of happy that he's ended up staying is he can learn from, Declan Rice can learn from Thomas Partey. That 6 role is so specific, and it's a speciality, really. And he needs to learn it from someone. And what you're going to end up seeing is a pivot of maybe Jorginho and Declan Rice play a lot more than people think as well, because them two would be very complementary to each other. But in terms of like Declan Rice's performance, I'll be honest with you, I'm not happy with it. If I'm going to be completely honest about it, I think it was, if it wasn't me focusing on Declan Rice, I wouldn't have even known he played the game. There was a few moments, don't get it twisted, he did a few things, but overall, he didn't do enough. Like, he wasn't involved in the game like that. But the things I was happy to see was how we shaped. So one of the things that was quite interesting was when Partey bombed forward, Declan Rice would step back. When Declan Rice stepped forward, Partey would stay back. For me, that is the key, and I've always said it. If them two are going to play together, they're going to interchange between themselves in terms of who plays the 6 and who plays the 8. And that's the reason why the bigger games, this is going to be a nice option to have, because there's times where Partey going forward is more effective than Declan Rice. And you know what? We keep our shape, we keep the numbers, and it's not like we have got to keep someone back. It's a case of anyone can do that role now. We can interchange our midfield as we please. And that's the only thing I'd say I actually enjoyed about it. But when it comes to like smaller teams where we need to be beating them and actually taking a step forward, I don't think it works. It's too pragmatic for me. And that's why I say, like, Nottingham Forest, I don't want to see that midfield. But against the Cities, against the Uniteds, against the Liverpools, against the Spurs, Chelsea's, I think this works. I think this is the Champions League midfield. And that's how I see it.
Whew. Those are bold words, my friend. Let's get into what do you call it? What Mikel Arteta had to say, because Mikel Arteta had a couple words. But big up everyone in the comment section. Do me a favor, Egal. What do you think of Martinelli? Personally, bro, I thought Martinelli, he did his job well. He didn't do anything wrong. I thought he was okay. Did you notice anything bad about him?
No, he got past Walker a few times as well. He did what he needed to do. The thing is, because of how City played, none of our players could express themselves today. And that's the reality. Sometimes we are clouded with that first half because of how frustrating it was to get the ball. But it is what it is. I actually don't criticize any of the players today.
Yeah. Big up Smoke Settings. He's saying, Egal, make sure you let Dabs know about what Odegaard did to Kovacic. I didn't notice what Odegaard did to Kovacic. I'm joking. Obviously, I did.
Bro, no. You know which one
Everyone
was worse?
did. Everyone did.
Alvarez.
I know for a fact that they don't give a shit about that. They're gonna quickly get defensive, and they're gonna say, but Kovacic is a downgrade on Gundogan. Today they're missing Gundogan. If they had Gundogan, the game would have been wrapped.
It's different. It's different. Like, I do think Kovacic is a quality player. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, like you said, Gundogan is what they're missing. That profile, someone who can drive the ball forward, actually get the goals. Kovacic tried it, but he's not that player. And that's what I think. But the Alvarez one was the funniest. Yo, that guy could have got injured the way Odegaard left him. The guy was about to do the splits.
You think it's a situation where Manchester City just don't take these competitions serious, and like Arsenal get a little bit of an advantage because they don't take it as serious? Or did you think they were trying their best out there? Because some people are trying to say they weren't.
Did you see how Pep celebrated that goal? It was the same as Arteta celebrating it.
That's true.
So I don't get it. Like, okay, maybe the players didn't, but Pep 100% gave him the same speech, gave him the same level of intensity and preparedness to this game. He wouldn't. You don't celebrate a goal like that if you didn't care. Let's be absolutely real for one moment and say, yes, but Arteta had the right to celebrate like that. It was a last-minute equalizer against Man City. Like, celebrating like that in the last minute happens. But Pep, right, the game wasn't over yet. So he could have toned his celebration down, but he celebrated like he won it. So clearly he wanted it just as much as Arteta did. So I don't really get it, man. I don't get the agenda. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, it's definitely some sort of agenda. But let's get into what Mikel Arteta had to say before we go any further, because I think we've kept it for too long. Every word that Mikel Arteta had to say. So he spoke about the importance of the win. Interesting. Of course, he said we keep some belief and momentum, and allows us to win a game with a goal and then in penalties. So yeah, I fully agree with that. Just keeps the momentum going. Ramsdale saying we have to prove we can beat Man City when it matters. Did you hear that? That's what Ramsdale said after the game. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I heard Ramsdale's interview.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to agree or disagree. At the end of the day, that's what the player feels, and they are convinced they can beat any team and challenge, especially with the maturity and how often they play finals. But today, I think it showed a resilience, and a determination to fight and deserve to win the game. You know what? Mikel Arteta speaking right there, talking about Kai Havertz. Is Kai Havertz doing everything but scoring goals? That's pretty straightforward.
It is pretty true, though, yeah.
He was unlucky not to score. I think so.
Yeah.
He was very physical, and his hold-up play was outstanding today. Talking about Ramsdale's performance, just read that final sentence. I think he was superb, right? Obviously, we were disappointed against Manchester United. Everyone was, but it doesn't mean that's the thing. On expectations for next season, he's never going to tell you expectations. We know Mikel.
Sure.
He's never going to tell you expectations on next season. Simple. New touchline rules. This is what I want to hear about, because he did not like it. I just said, listen, I cannot change my behavior in 3 days. It's a very difficult thing to do. We are trying our best. I'm trying my best. I understand the rules. I understand where they are coming from, but I can get frustrated because sometimes you don't understand what part of the technical area we are in, but it's fine. We will adapt. I think the rule, that's not why he got in trouble, though.
It was him shouting at the ref, but also
he got in trouble because he was shouting at the ref, not leaving the technical area.
I think it's both, because he did also leave the.
Okay. And then the new the time. I like the new time. At the end of the day, it's about efficient time, and I think it's really good to do, because it was going too far. I think now teams are going to think twice. Now we have to be prepared to play 100 minutes, because it's going to happen every single week. That is true. We're going to get more football, guys, because before we were getting robbed. We were getting robbed of 40, maybe even 30 minutes of football at times because of people time wasting. So now we actually get that time back.
Yeah, and do you know what? I mean, this can go one of two ways. It's going to take away the dark arts of football, because we've even seen how the bookings are going out for, kicking the ball away, for interfering with a quick free kick or interfering with a quick goal kick. Like Gabriel got booked, for example, for what he did to Ortega. But you know what it is? This, for me, I like the dark arts. I think it's a tactical edge that teams can implement. But then there were times that season where teams just took the piss. Like, it wasn't even you're playing the dark arts or mind games. You literally don't want to play football, and it got frustrating. So I do think it's going to be good for teams like in Arsenal, for Man City, more than anyone.
Okay, no worries. And then that's pretty much it from what Mikel Arteta had to say. Is there anything else that I'm just trying to think? Is there anything else? Should we even do player ratings, or do you feel like today is not a player rating day? We could do player ratings today, right?
Yeah, it can do.
Because I actually feel like today there was enough, because preseason, there was not many games where you could actually do player ratings.
Yeah, but enough happened today where I can be like, okay, I can actually individually assess everyone. Whereas with other games, I didn't see enough. But this game was good.
Yeah, so let's get into Arsenal player ratings. Where is it? It's my boy Arsblog. Where's Arsblog? You think Arsblog's not doing his stuff today? Anyways, who was on the terrace? Was what was the argument there?
Well, I ended up on Zaid's channel.
Oh shit, yeah?
Yeah, he asked me to come on. I was like, yeah, go on then.
Big up, because I said I had to sub out and do this. Community Shield. Where is Arsblog? Didn't do his player ratings.
He might have been at the game or something. I don't know if they've got a team behind him or.
1 second, because I usually do the I get the thing to fill him out from there. Yeah, I don't think he has. I don't think he's done it. I'm just looking at it. Here. Oh yeah, here we go. Player ratings. Let's get into it. Big up everyone in the comment section. We got almost 150 likes. Big up to all you guys. Let's get into it. Ramsdale, quick fire today. I'm gonna give Ramsdale a 7 for his performance overall. Shaky at times.
Shaky at times. What? No, but he won us the game. Like, you got to think about it.
He was shaky at times. Maybe we can.
I'd go 7.5. Okay, yeah, go on then. Okay, I was gonna go 7.5. Yeah,
0.5. Ramsdale. I mean, Ben. If we're gonna give him 0.5, we're gonna.
Yeah, he's got to be an 8, man. He's got to be an 8. He was phenomenal today.
He was solid. If we're gonna give him an 8, we're also gonna give Saliba an 8.
Yeah, he was flawless today, actually.
People in the comment section agree. People saying Rambo should get a 5. What? Rambo 8. Okay. Give Saliba an 8. Gabriel Magalhães gets a 7 because he was just a little bit below par compared to the rest of them. And he also got a pointless yellow card.
No, it was a funny yellow card, that. But yeah.
7. I think Timber, one of the man of the match candidates.
He's got to be a 9.
Yeah. 9. Partey. I thought Partey was off it. The moment he got the yellow card, he looked off it. I'm going to give him a 6.5.
Yeah, but his game is based on that. So if he got another booking, obviously we'd lose the game. But yeah, I think he was actually quite decent. I'd give him a bit high though. I'd give him like a 7.
Finding Holland. We can never find him.
Bro, you know he actually registered 0 XG today.
That's hilarious. Let's go. Next one, Declan Rice.
He's got to be less though. I don't think Declan Rice did enough. He's got to be a 6.
If we're gonna give Partey 6.5, we're gonna give Declan Rice 6.5.
Nah, Thomas Partey was better in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't think Declan Rice did enough.
6. But don't forget that he saved Rodri's shot in the first half, the only shot that they had, and it could have gone in.
All right, give him a 6.5 then, but I just don't think he did better in my opinion.
Okay, 6.5 for both of them. Odegaard, outstanding.
He's got to be like an 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah, 8 or 8.5. I don't mind either.
Yeah, people saying 8 for Partey. What game were you watching, James?
Now, Partey was, other than that yellow card, he was good though.
8? You guys are giving Partey too much ratings, guys.
No, he was though. He was the one who opened up Saka to pass it to Kai Havertz.
8.5 for Odegaard. Yeah, I agree. 8.5.
Yeah, Odegaard gets like an 8.5. Yeah.
8.5 for Odegaard. But Kai Saka was on job. He gets a 7.5.
Yeah, it was like a standard performance in my opinion. Nothing like out of the ordinary. Nothing. He was doing what he needed to do.
Yeah. Yo, Smoke Settings, what team do you support? Let me know, bro. I don't hate Partey. What? That's the opposite of me.
You're being harsh, but I think he deserves higher.
I just felt like Partey was partly to blame for the goal. Wait until you see what I give Kieran Tierney.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay. 7 for Martinelli. Do you disagree?
What did you give Saka? Sorry, was it 7.5? Yeah, it's the same then, because I think they both did the same.
Okay. 7.5. Let's see what people are saying about Saka and Martinelli. Saka 7. Yo, people are dissing Saka 8. Okay.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same difference, isn't it? It's like 7.5, the same thing.
Yeah. Havertz. Yo, Havertz picture is so funny. He doesn't look nothing like him. The rest of them, at least, they somewhat look alike. Havertz, why does his head look so tiny? I don't know.
He's got a bit of a longer face. I don't know why.
I gotta get a 6. I give him a 6.
Yeah, fair enough. He missed. Yeah, he missed a chance.
He did everything but score a goal. He could have had 2 goals. Actually, that's too harsh. Can I give him? I can't give him the same rating as Partey and Rice. So 6, right? Surely we can't give him the same rating as Partey and Rice.
The only reason why I want to give him higher was because he broke the pattern. Like because he was the one who slid into Ruben Diaz and actually got the ball back, and that's when we started building up again.
But does it feel fair to give him close to Martinelli and Saka stats?
Yeah, I get you. All right, yeah, 6. Yeah.
So 7 or 6.5?
Yeah, go on there because the comments are saying 7. Yeah, we can go 6.5.
Yeah, the comments are going 7, 7.5, 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 fine then. Yeah,
let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, but it's all Jack. No, those are 2 Jacks, 1 Ben.
Yeah, so we'll meet in the middle with them and go 6.5.
You know what? Just to be fair, we'll go 7. We'll go fair 7. They gave 7.5. The average is 7 also. Most people gave him 7. Trossard gets an 8.
Yeah, easy.
8. Does anybody?
8.5 actually. 8.5 because we gave Odegaard 8.5.
Yeah, Timber's man of the match, but Trossard gets 9 points.
Because they're the 3 candidates for me.
8.5. Tierney 1. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The guy came in, he kicked the ball directly to a Man City player, then slipped when the shot was being taken. It's not.
You know what? I'm not even gonna argue. I don't even know what to give him at the moment, because the thing is, it's not even like you actually recovered from the mistake and actually did something. He was just there after that. So yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Rodri should have been sent off. That guy's a clown. But it is what it is. I'm gonna give him a 1. Emil Smith Rowe, did he even play? Eddie Nketiah,
was it enough time because they came on the 85th
These
minute?
guys even play? So no. So yeah, so that's what it's gonna be. 1, 8.5, 7, 7.5, 7.5, 8.5, 6.5, 6.5, 9, 7, 8, 8, 7.5. And that's it for today. That's it for today. That's it for Egal Talks Football today with this show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I am going to do another show, and Sulz, if you want to be on, you can be on. We're gonna have some rivals. We're gonna talk about Harry Kane is now going to be staying.
What time are you doing this?
Also, we're going to be predicting our top 6 for next season, and we're going to have to talk about some Manchester United's preseason friendly where Mason Mount and Onana were headliners. Tottenham beat Schalke 4-1, but Maddison and Kane both got injured, I think. And there's just a couple more things that we got to talk about. But before we go any further, make sure you guys do check that video out. It's going to be at 9 o'clock. And for now, I bid you guys adieu. Love for the love, people. Big up to everyone in the comment section. If you guys have any questions or anything that you guys want to talk about, please do leave a comment after the video, as that will be the best place for me to respond to you guys after the video's done. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Sulz, you got anything else to say before we go?
No, catch us at Wednesday 9 o'clock. Yeah, make sure you're here. Make sure you're hitting our likes when you come in. Don't be pagans. Yeah, getting that free content. Get the likes up. Get the subscribers up.
We got to talk about 9 o'clock. We're also going to talk about how Manchester United fans think Amrabat is better than Declan Rice. Let's get into it. Peace out, guys.